All right. Good morning. Morning, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Good morning to you too.
Okay. So, welcome all today to the session for skill and development. Thank you so much, Ma, for joining in and every other person. So, we are just about to start now. Time has already gone ahead of us. So, Ma, let's all welcome Ma Precious as she takes us for the session. So, Ma, over to you.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for having me. Thank you, Hackfat, for organizing this. Thank you to those that waited patiently. Uh, mm, I understand that we should all be respectful of people's time. If I could, I would be here earlier. So I apologize for the delay.
No problem, Ma. Thank you.
You're welcome. So today's topic is about embarrassing. Today's topic is about embracing new technology.
I see.
Before I get started, I would like to ask, what is new technology?
All right. So we could answer.
Yeah, anybody can answer.
Okay. So on my own perspective, the new technology, the new inventions and the happenings in the world.
Okay. Any other opinion? Any other does anybody want to add anything to that? Yeah, she rightly said it, and she is very correct. New technologies are new inventions. So when we hear of new technology, I think new technology has been going on for as long as man existed. Because I think I think, all right, I will say I think because I was not there. You know, it's only if you were there that you can say with certainty that it really happened. So I think when the early man, um, when the early man started, you know, with civilization, he started as a farmer because food was like essential for survival. And one instinct that has always been in man is the instinct for survival. That means you you have to find something to eat one way or the other. So you have to survive, so you have to keep yourself from danger. I usually preach that cybersecurity did not start, maybe because they attached cyber to it. You know, people are making it seem like, so you have to protect yourself from danger, you have to protect yourself from wild animal, harsh environment, and then you have to provide something for yourself. So yeah, it's been hired into man like from very beginning. And in those days, I don't think we had we did, I'm not even sure we had the hoes and the, you know, cutlasses that those we call ancient men used, because I'm sure during their time it was new technology for them. So I'm sure that at the point they tilled the ground with their hands and they had to wait for the rains to make it soft and all that. Then over time, I think they developed crude equipment that they used, and not just the crude equipment that they used, they also developed they developed they had to find a way, right, to wet the ground. They had to find a way to wet the ground. Now, not just wetting the ground, sometimes they had to wait for the rains and all that. But over time, somebody thought, like, if I pour water, what will happen? You know, and that was where watering the ground, you know, through artificial means came about. And, you know, it developed, you know. It developed from there, it kept developing. Sorry. So it's kept developing. So I used traveling, right, as an example. So before now, oh shit, this is I'm sorry. One moment, please. So before now, when people want to travel, right, they had to ride on carts, kings had to be carried using donkeys and mules. People had to ride on animals. Before, people had to trek, all right? From trekking, people had to ride on animals. From riding on animals, somebody said, okay, what if we create something with a wheel where you can sit comfortably and let the animal drive you? And before you know it, someone said, okay, what if we can automate it? Animals get tired, they get old, they die, they get bitten by snakes, they encounter danger. What if we create something with metal? And that was where they came about the car, the bicycles, the tricycles, then the cars. And from cars, now somebody now thought of it that, birds fly in the air and they go at very fast speed. What if we create aircrafts, you know? And all these they are technologies, okay? So over time, we come to understand that these technologies keep evolving. It keeps evolving. Now, imagine that our ancestors refused to embrace technology, in those days. So imagine that our ancestors felt like, no, 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 no. I'm not going to tie anything to my animal to carry me. The animal might die, looking at the bad side of it. It's not impossible that it will happen, but if you look at it properly, you realize that people, over time had to embrace this technology and uh take it down. Technology was slow at first, it crawled, it worked, it ran. Currently, technology is flying. Why? Because everybody has become aware. And with the advent of AI, all right, AI has made everything, everybody is now running on super speed, everything is running on automation and the rest of them. And all these technologies, they have their side effects, yes, but they also bring us convenience. They help to make our lives better. Am I talking abstractly or am I talking to us here?
Yes, ma. We're here.
Okay, okay, all right. So now it brings us, it made our life easier, all right. And this is actually is the reason why you see some people do not rest until they are able to bring out what the next some people have dedicated their lives to bringing out what the next technology should look like. Now let's look at the advantages of new technology. One is it boosts productivity and efficiency. This is saying that if we look at our markets over the years, we started with trade by barter. If I have eggs and you need yam, I'll tell you the quantity of egg that you can use to replace my yam, and then we trade it. And you go and have, if you have extra yam and you get my eggs, you can now eat yam and egg, while I I have extra eggs and I get your yam and I can go home and have yam and eggs as well. So, but markets evolved from there to the traditional money market. So they introduced tokens. At first, it was calories, right? Calories, special crystals, all those stones, gold, diamond, and the rest of them. And over time, they brought in the paper money. Okay, the paper money, I think that's the money that lasted the longest in the market because it's still being used till today, even though they are trying to make us adopt cashless policy. And all that comes with it. But if we look at it, it actually made things a lot easier. So if you had the money, you can purchase as much as you want. All right, made people more productive, made people things more efficient. So yeah, I'm traveling and I do not want to spend days on the road. I can go by aircraft. It will save me time, and then it's easier and faster, right? It also expands career and learning. So before now, the rave used to be about once you say you're a medical doctor, everybody feels like it should be on top of the world, give way for the medical doctor. Once you say um, you are somebody from the military, then it used to be like a worship kind of thing, people gave you that respect for being there. But technology has actually made things so much easier that people don't have to go through all the stress of becoming all that stuff. You know, before doctors were like, special kind of people, but now I think we have AI doctors that would help you diagnose certain things and cut costs. I think there was a man that sued one hospital in one of these European countries. I've forgotten the name. He sued them for delay, all right, in treating his wife, whereas he used AI, and then he used AI to Google his wife's symptoms, and then got treatment. He now went straight for treatment, and the wife was healed. Right? They just ran tests, and it was what AI told them. And then they went to a nearby pharmacy, and the wife was healed. And he sued them for delay and told them that these technologies are here to stay. They don't have to stay in. Sorry, but this is just for those of us that like to jackpot and the rest of them. Just know that the healthcare system in our nation is actually faster. It's not better, all right, but it's faster. You have easier access to healthcare here than you have there. There's a lot of delays causing people to lose lives and parts of their body because they could not get medical attention in time. So new technology has helped to expand all these careers. It has given new pathways, new learning paths. It has helped to expand some of these things and make them easier for us to access. Now, imagine that man had to wait until the doctor was ready or the number of patients had reduced and the rest of them might have caused the person, damage. There are some people that have kidney problem today, not because they were meant to have kidney problem, but because um, something was not treated in time. There are certain illnesses that if you don't treat immediately, it could cause your body organs to start failing. So now imagine that now we have to pass through all those trends and come to this new, embrace this new technology that allows us to actually you know, uh, have things that are close to us. And it also enables smart decisions through data. So I would use crypto as an example. Yeah, when crypto came out, at first, it looks like how many of us are involved in crypto here? Let me not rush. How many of us have traded? How many of us have used anything about the crypto environment? Do we even understand what crypto is? Okay, uh Awal Mohammed has used crypto before. Who else? This name Salihu. You look like somebody that has traded. Your picture is even saying you trade. Okay, you're hiding yourself, but it's fine. No problem. We'll just continue. So if you traded in the past, okay, if you traded in the past, you know that it used to be a very tasking event. It wasn't an easy thing per se. It was tasking because now you have to copy this person's address. You have to make sure you don't make a mistake in the address, so you don't send details to someone else, and a lot of all those stress. But uh, digitalization has actually made it so much more efficient. So all those codes you were supposed to copy is embedded in the person's wallet address. All right. I don't want to go, into deep into the technical aspects of how it is done and everything, but All those things you are supposed to, all you have to do is secure your wallet, make sure your pass key is safe, and just those simple things that you are expected to do. But all the complex tasks, all right, have been embedded behind um, some of those simple tasks. So when you click your send or your pay button, to an account, all right, there is an exchange between your private IP, your private key and your public key, all right, and all those things happen behind the scene. You don't get to see them. All you see is a beautiful graphics with beautiful colors that you may or may not like, telling you to click this button and it will perform a certain function for you. So yes, a new technology is the reason why we have some of these things. Okay. And also, new technology connects people and businesses. Okay. I got to know our CEO, Mr. Saad, because he came for a conference and I was part of the organizers of that conference. And that was where we met. And that was where we got started. So, and it is technology that actually connected us because the event was holding in Abuja and he stays all the way in Yola. On a normal day, he's not even supposed to hear about it. But thank God for new technology. He heard about it, he came, we connected. And today I have okay, I call him my mentor. I don't know if he's here. So I have somebody that I can hold, you know, hold and be like, okay, I have known you for a while, and this is what we can do together. Okay, if there is business, we can do business together. If there is something to do, we can do it together. And it is technology that is actually bringing it. So before I go to the next slide, I believe that nobody here is thinking we have not used new technology before. So if you have phone, if you have any of those digital devices, just understand that yeah, you have been using new technology. Okay, new technology should not be something abstract. It should not be. They are making AI look like one crazy thing. But if you have used ChatGPT, if you have used Google Map, if you have used any of those tools on your mobile device, I need you to understand that you are using new technology. Okay, thank you all for clapping. You're using new technology. Okay, you're using new technology, so it should not be something uh, um, that should make people um, that should make people scared. Okay, and I also understand that yeah, people are scared of embracing new technology. Now let's look at some of the reasons why, or rather, let me hear from all of you. What are everybody now? Everybody is going to speak here. All right, everybody. I think we have about 10 people. Okay, give or take. I think I am one of the 10 people. So I'm going to hear from 8 people. All right, one reason each why you do not want to embrace new technology. Should I call names?
You should call me again.
Who's speaking?
You, Aliu.
Okay, all right. So let's hear you, Saliu.
The question I say you can come again. I cannot hear you.
Okay, I said everybody is going to tell me one reason why they are skeptical about embracing new technology.
All right, Ma. From my own side here, I think that okay, technology has come into existence and it's taking a lot of things that human needs to would have done to gain like losing their jobs and other things. So that's the one reason why people don't want to really embrace it because they think it's what belongs to human technology is taking over those things.
Okay, so you yourself, do you believe that?
I don't really believe that I don't. But at some
Oh,
point, yeah, it does.
okay. Okay. At some point you see reasons with them, right? But you don't really believe it.
Yes, ma.
Okay, okay. Okay. All right. So Sally, you were saying?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. My other is in the call.
I'm very skeptical about this AI because if you can observe, especially this 2025, there is a lot of movie that is predicting that there is one day we will wake up and AI is dominating the whole world. I don't know if you watch this movie Silo.
I
Can you hear
haven't,
me?
but I'll try to look for it.
Hello.
Okay. So
Yes, ma.
so the movie is making you believe that AI can turn against you, and therefore you're
Not
finding it
only,
difficult.
yes, there's a lot of movies that is showing that we'll wake up one day that AI has already dominated the whole, or the AI will like snatch the world from our hands. That's why
Okay.
it's making me skeptical about all this AI.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Awal. Fadimatu. I hope I did not murder that. Fadimatu, let's hear from you, please. Okay, I don't think she's okay. Yeah, go ahead, please.
Hello. Good
We
morning.
can hear you. Good morning. Welcome.
Okay. My point here is just like it's from this and the point Awal and Vanju give.
Okay.
It's just like the way AI, even as technology, like I don't have anything skeptical about technology. To be specific, it's just AI. The way they use AI to manipulate things right now. AI can cause chaos, dispute between people, and all that. That's just the only reason. The side effect you get.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
We've heard from Rejoice, we've heard from Awal, we've heard from Salima to who else? Uh okay, Mr. Saad, you're here. Let's hear from you. Why do you think you should not embrace AI?
I think he's not with us.
Okay, okay, go ahead, Salim. Okay,
Hello.
yes, sir.
Sorry, I didn't get the question.
Okay, we are looking at the reasons why we should not, why we would not embrace technology. What do you think makes people skeptical of embracing new technology?
One, I think lack of, knowing the, like how world is fast growing. using the technology. Like there is, I see like Dubai launched, I think 6G few months ago. So I think many people has a lot of reasons because like how people used to tell them about technology, this technology will stop you from doing this, doing that. Like people are giving them a negative thoughts about the technology. But now, like everything is almost computerized, so whether people like it or not, they have to be adaptive to the technology. Like now, you see, like this meeting before, if you see the numbers now, if it is physical, you see a lot of people will show up. And since we are doing it virtually and outside WhatsApp, so mostly people used to subscribe for only WhatsApp to send messages instead of subscribing, you know, for internet subscription that they will be able to, do things outside sending messages on the messaging apps. So I think that's a really big challenge, which, and also my last view of points, because people are thinking that this before Nigeria will be computerized, fully digitalized, it's going to take like now to 20 years or 30 years, which is not true. If I could remember when I was in primary school around 2000. So they said that that time ATM machine is existing, but it's not like everywhere. But they said there is something that will come in the future where people will be able to send money and receive money without going to bank or going to ATM machine, which our parents thinks is coming maybe after we, like our grandchildren, will be the one to be in that era. But now they are alive, we are alive, and the technology development go beyond what they are imagining will come like for a century. So, and look at POS. POS is just a new form of ATM machine. Just someone think of, okay, instead of having ATM machine mounts in the banks and some specific areas, and you need to provide security, you need to put money in it, why not we provide a portable ATM machine that people can charge and carry it in their pockets? That's when POS is simply as ATM machine. So I think like many people don't understand like how the technology will help them improve their life, and there is ignorance, and people are just after money, money, money. When you are after money, you need skills to develop before you earn, which people don't, mostly people don't care about the technology, you know, the technology, like what is trending. But when it comes to financial aspects, if you go to village, you see people are trying, even if they did not understand it, they want to get involved into it. I think this is one of the reasons I think I can give. Yeah, and on seriousness. Yeah, our people here are very careless and unserious in anything called learning, and where there is no learning, there is no leadership, there is no development, and a lot of things. Illiteracy is going to always take us backwards. So I think these are some few reasons I can give. Thank you.
Oh, he did way more than I anticipated because he's my boss. He's our boss. But you were speaking a lot of big grammars, but I hope we all got what he was trying to say to us.
Yes, ma.
Okay, so but for me, he was speaking a big grammar. Some of us that went to afternoon school, voila. It's all right. It's fine. So yeah, but then there are risks to actually like everything he said. It's ignorance is one of the biggest reasons why people would not use it. Because I remember when I was growing up. All right, my great grandmother. I met her. Okay, I met her growing up, and I remember then that she would agree to ride a bicycle because that was the technology of their time. Okay, that was their own new technology when she was growing up. So for them, it was a flair to be able to ride a bicycle, but she would never enter a bike. And it took years of, I think she had to be sick, and then they had to rush her out of the village for her to agree to enter into a car. She would always tell us that where her legs cannot go and her bicycle cannot go, nobody should take her there. It was funny at the time, okay? It was funny at the time because we are the great grandchildren, all right? The technology for us was, cars, all right? Bikes were there. Bicycle for us were old technology. And then there were modern bicycles that some rich kids like to ride. But for us, it was not a flair because we had those big ancient bicycles in the village. So looking at those kids trying to, you can't tell us that what they do sometimes is to modernize the old technology, right? They do a lot of modernizing the old technology. So what are some of the risks that we might encounter when we decide to embrace some of this new technology? One of them I have here is privacy exposure. And that's because people do not understand certain things. They just jump right in and start using. I keep preaching and I'm going to preach it here. Thank God for a new audience that it is risky. If anybody does not know that a lot of details can be harvested from a simple photograph that you posted. I did my final year project on forensics, and I know the type of data we extracted from just a single picture. It takes your geolocation, it takes all the pixels concerning your environment, it carries the name of your device, the IP of your device, the MAC address of your device. It carries a lot of information embedded in that simple photograph that you took. And then somebody would carelessly carry all those details and go and feed it to AI because you want to get a fine picture and an AI edited picture. And it doesn't make more sense. Why? Because even though AI is coming at a very fast rate, AI has been there for more than 10 years. Okay, it's a technology that's been there for more than 10 years. The Chinese, according to their news, all right, they embraced this technology more than 10 years ago. And that's the reason why it seems as if they are ahead technology technologically speaking when it comes to AI, because they themselves they started adopting it so many years ago. But then, if you notice, have you ever taken a picture and edited it and it was showing you the background of a Chinese person? Has anybody done that? Has anybody done that? Okay. You did, and it showed you the background of a Chinese person. So you will realize that it is the Black people who do not understand how this technology work. It is our data they are using to feed this AI. And we have to be careful how we use it. Okay. It's not bad to adopt them, but you have to use it with sense. Okay. That's what I'm trying to say. You have to use it with sense. Otherwise, you'll be exposing so much that an attacker can use to attack you. Okay? So another one is fake information. We've all heard of deep fake, right? That you can be sleeping in your bed, somebody will produce a video with your pictures that you uploaded into AI, because the moment you upload anything into the internet, it becomes public information. Okay, except you upload it to private um, private organizations. For example, your Google, okay, gives you an email. They are not at liberty to reveal the contents of your mail to someone else. So they are supposed to protect it. But aside that, I need you to understand that anything you feed to the internet can use it for or against you. Okay? And somebody can use deep fake to produce you with the video of somebody. They can remove your leg, add some things, do a lot of things to you. And somebody who knows you somewhere would see the picture and be wondering what really happened. They can create, like an accident scene. Now you can give prompts to AI and it will create a scene for you. My friend was experimenting that day and she said she wants to create a scene where she was eating with her friends and she gave the names of her friends. And one way or the other, pictures of people that look a little bit like her friends were around the table and all of them were drinking wine. So it's actually crazy, okay? It's crazy. So some of this new technology can actually give out false information. Then cyber threats and scam. Like Mr. Saad said earlier, he said we are thinking that the technology is going to take time to come. Unfortunately, the Yahoo boys have turned the game on their fellow blacks. Okay, before they used to attack the white people, and then the white technology is so advanced. People used to think that it would take a very long time to come to us. Unfortunately, the it is no longer the case. Okay, it's no longer the case. It doesn't work that way anymore. People have become more enlightened because of technology, and some malicious people are actually making use of these, okay, to cause harm and scam people. All right. So another thing is over dependence on technology. I don't know how many of us still write letters. I don't know if the school curriculum of our schools these days still teach you how to think, how to write letter, how to create something from your head. Because AI, you could just send a little prompt. Okay, I am a student. I'm preparing for this. Give me this, and it gives you a whole story that you can write. People are no longer thinking. People are no longer coming up with ideas. And then there is digital fatigue because of all these things. No new input into the AI, because the AI is actually feeding on the data that people are putting into it. All those things AI is generating for you. These are data of people previously, all right, that wrote something similar and posted and uploaded into the internet. That is what the AI crawled, gathered, and is using to produce those things for you. Now, over time, there will be a decline in the quality of the data because AI will be generating data that
So for the inconvenience, I think she has network problem. So be patient for some minutes. She will be back. Aliu Abubakar, you can talk. I see like you raise your hand. Aliu Kabir.
Sorry, I apologize for that. I don't know what I pressed. Okay, Aliu Kabir, your hand is raised. Do you want to ask a question? Okay. So, yeah, people are no longer thinking and imputing new ideas into AI. So, over time, AI is not going to have much to feed on. Okay. So, it's going to just be repeating the same thing over and over. And it is estimated, all right, that very soon there will be digital fatigue, all right, because there is no new ideas being fed into AI. Man is no longer thinking. AI that is supposed to think does not have something to feed on anymore. So it's going to cause a decline over time. And that's the reason why there is need for us to put on our thinking cap. You still need to use your head, use your brain. I mean, um, the okay, I will not bite my tongue. The Albert Einstein of those days, they are not better than us. Fadima, to you raised your hand. Yes, Fadima, too. We are waiting for you. You raised your hand.
Okay.
You raised
I
your
have a
hand.
question.
Please go ahead.
Yes, yes, I did. Uh-huh. I said,
Sorry, I can't hear you if you're still speaking.
are you trying to say that all humans are same? All of us are now using AI and there are not other people who are feeding. Hello, are you getting me? Hello?
No, no, that's not true. There are people who
Hello?
still use their brain.
Hello? Are you getting me?
Yeah, if I had your question correctly, you said, am I saying that everybody is now using
Okay, did you
AI,
get the
that there are no
question?
people who are using their brain?
Yes. Yes, that's what yes.
Okay, yeah,
That's the
that's
question.
not exactly
Do you
true.
mean
If
that AI are not being upgraded since okay?
That's not true. There are people who are still churning out ideas, and that's why we have researchers, we have scientists, okay? And these people are going into deep research, using their brain to try to see if they can come up with something new. Okay, it's just
Okay,
unfortunate that
okay.
most of
I
us
get.
are consumers of those research. You know, for example, the old
Yes.
research used to be that once a woman is 35 years, her egg has declined, she can no longer, she'll find it difficult to get pregnant and all that. But there's been a new research now that
Wow.
says that it's not really true. Okay, that is just stress and other things can make her, all right, unable to produce
Mm,
plenty eggs like before, but the quality of egg remains the same until she hits menopause. Okay, and that's like from new research. But the old research used to be, people used to be like, I can't marry somebody who is in her 30s, she doesn't have much time to give birth anymore. But then they started tracing it back to the days of our grandmothers. There were women that gave birth until their 40s. In those days, you can be giving birth and your mother is giving birth. Like your mother is still giving birth if her
yes,
husband
yes.
is still alive, and you yourself, you're still giving birth because you're ripe enough to get married and start your own family. And it didn't stop them. And so research came up and they realized that the quality of egg did not decline. Okay, it's just that the modern environment, stress and other things, and it affects life generally. So it wasn't just the egg that was affected, your general life is affected, because if you're stressed up, you have acne, you have a lot of things, you have sicknesses coming up here and there. So a lot of things were affected. So it wasn't just, about the egg. And, now they are trying to debunk those information. So there are people that are in the field out there, thinking with their head, making research, going over things over and over again to ensure that they bring up new things for us. But what I am saying is that we have more consumers than people who are actually giving out this information What blacks unfortunately are busy doing is feeding their personal information into AI to use for research. Okay? So it's giving me warning that we are ending in 15 minutes. Let me just run through what we have, then we can ask our questions, okay? All right, thank you. So, um, so are we going to run away from using this, or how are we expected to actually embrace this technology? And one of those ways, we have 5 major steps, okay? So one of them is research. So when you find a new technology, don't just rush into using it, okay? Find out what
Sorry.
this technology is
Uh,
about. Yes,
Hello?
please. Yes, please go ahead.
Sorry, I want to remind us about the time.
Okay, thank you.
And I think
Okay, thank you. So I'll try to be as fast as possible. Thank you. So one of them is when you hear about a new technology, for example, you hear about AI, all right, research it. Okay, when you research it, it helps you learn about how you can use it. All right. Then next, you think of safety. What are the safe ways you can actually make use of this? All right. And that's where I am into cybersecurity. I usually preach that cybersecurity is everybody's business. Okay. If something is requesting for too much information from you, you should be skeptical about it. Don't just rush into accepting it. Okay. And then when you understand how you can be safe around using it, then you update the knowledge you have. And with updating the knowledge you have, it means that you have to learn what you already know and then relearn what the new technology should be. Okay. And that is when you now start sharing what's from what you have learned. So don't just post something because others are posting it. Research. Usually, before now, all right, some people used to be like, they'll send you link, they'll tell you click, it is doing this, it is doing that. But unfortunately, cybersecurity, if you are coming from like my background, okay, you know you're going to research whether that link is real. You're going to research whether that link is embedded with malware. You're going to research so many things, and then before you can now start sharing it to other people, so that you don't give out false information. And you know, our job is actually a trust job, is a reputation job. The moment one person can vouch that you did something wrong, it will be difficult for you to get other jobs. It's not because you're not good enough, it's because you were not careful enough. So in embracing this technology, don't just rush to use it, okay? So research about it, you get more information about it, ensure it is safe for you to use, and then you can now share to other people, you know, so that everybody benefits from it. So the dons about it is that before you should avoid installing every trendy app. Okay, so there is this rule in cybersecurity: if you don't need it, delete it. Okay, so when you have a file, you have an application, you have anything you're not using, if you're not using it, delete it. Because sometimes you don't know the clauses that the creator of that application or that file, you don't know the clause that the person put in it. Some of them can be what we call logic bombs. That is a time bomb waiting for an approaching date for it to now turn into something else. And it is going to bypass your security because at the point where you received it, it was not malicious. Okay. But if the person created it and said that from 2027, I want you to do this and do that to all the people that are using you, then you should know that you now that is having that app, whether you're using it or you're not using it, you fall prey, you become a victim to it. Also, do not ignore privacy permissions. Go to your browser, set privacy, set up your privacy in such a way that you should not be able to browse so and so. When it puts a link, it should verify for you. Some of these settings are in your browser. Some of these settings are in some of the applications that you use. Do not ignore them. And then when they are requesting for permission to use your details, because you see some of them, they'll tell you they want to have access to your calls, they want to have access to your messages, they want to have access to all those things, and you just click I agree and you allow them. It should not be so. Okay, so as much as possible you have to take these things into consideration to ensure that you're not giving out too much permission. Also, you have to verify the sources of those information before you send or before you even accept it. So try to verify it. Is it coming from a legit source, or is there something wrong with it? Is it carrying HTTPS? If it is carrying the HTTPS, is it a verified account and all that? So these are things that you should look into before accepting your new technology. And also try not to mix up new and work and personal accounts. Okay, don't try to be. I used to advise people that the safest phone is your burner phone. That is your no, your Nokia 3310. That phone that a lot of people do not see the advantages of. That's like the safest phone for you to use, all right, because it has minimal activities on the internet. That means when you run your activities on that phone, your call logs are safe, your messages are safe. If you use USSD for transferring your this thing, all those information will be safe. But if you're using a smartphone, all right, as much as possible, if you can afford it, try to have a phone for your personal purposes and another phone for work or for social media and the rest of them. But if you cannot, then you have to limit what you download and what you install on your system, on your device. Then do not be afraid to embrace this new technology. Just try to make your research on it, try to understand it so that you can make use of it. Because we have seen that it actually keeps people productive. All right, it actually helps people to become better at what they do. Okay, but then as much as possible, try not to let it um, uh, try not to let it define you. Okay, so use it to amplify, to make yourself better. All right, but do not let it define your entirety. Okay, also focus on continuous learning. Make sure that you're curious and you're adaptable. So adapt to new technology, learn, unlearn, relearn. Okay, that should be the cycle that you use. Learn, unlearn, relearn. Okay, so just understand that, unfortunately, some of us have very fixed mindset about learning, because they told us that science is the study of living and non living things. Over the years, nothing has changed. We are no longer in that world. Okay, the world that we are in, you constantly have to learn, you have to unlearn, you have to relearn for you to be able to stay relevant in the new technology world. So technology is only as powerful as the mindset behind it. If you understand this, then you understand that it cannot take your job. Instead, it will help you become better at your job. Okay, so for those who are scared that technology will take their job, if you understand how it works, then you know that it cannot take your job. Okay, those that are scared that technology will come to harm us, yes, if you give it the opportunity, it can do that. Okay, remember that people hijack people's phone. You know, people send you malware that would harm you on a normal day. So yes, some of this new technology can become infected with harmful codes. All right, and they can actually do what they are not supposed to do because of it. So you have to be careful how you use it. Like I said, if you don't need it, don't use it. Okay, it's not by force for you to use every trending app. If you don't need it, don't use it. So before you adopt any new technology, research it, know the source, understand it, ensure that it is secure for you to use, ensure that you understand all the features, apply it, and then review it and share your impact. So we should all be, I don't think after this class, anybody would still be scared of embracing new technology. Thank you very much. This is the point where you ask questions. Thank you all for listening. Thank you for staying till the end. So this is the point where you ask questions. Any questions? Any questions so far?
All right, my guess everything is well explained and everyone understands it all. So if there's no any question, Mr. Sally, do you have anything to say? All right, Ma, we really appreciate and we thank you so much for giving out your time for this great and wonderful topic. It was so amazing and insightful. We say thank you so much for that.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, everyone.
So thank you everyone for joining in.
All right. Have a great day, everyone.
All right, thank you so much.